Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Crusader basketball here on KLEY and Radio353.com. I'm Ryan Jenkins, joined with Shane Farley, and we have the privilege of doing something that hasn't been done in almost 80 years, and that is say we're ready to kick off a defending state championship run.
Oh, that's right. I've slept a lot since then, so I'm not fully thinking about that. But, I mean, I hadn't let it soak in fully. But, yeah, you're right. They are the defending state champs.
Pretty amazing thing to be able to say on
That's
air.
a very cool thing to be able to say. Now, when you have a state title season, that's followed by a post-title kind of adjustment because some familiar faces are not here. In fact, it's just weird watching them warm up, and Val Norwood is not here.
Yeah, it's a lot different.
And
I would
Britt
agree.
Zika is not here.
100%.
And to not see them when you've seen them for a couple, three, 4 seasons in a row, it's a little bit different. I mean, they were kind of the engine that made this whole thing run. So to be here and they're not, I miss them a little bit.
Yeah, last year when they played Garden Plain to kick off the year, they scored 57 points, and there's only 25 of those points that they scored that are here tonight.
Is that right? So who is that then?
Drew had 10 in that game, and then the rest were sprinkled late when it was kind of out of reach. There was a couple with 2.
But you're talking about
Lindy had, I think, 4 or 6.
You're talking about Britt being gone. You're talking about Val being gone. I'm trying to think of the other the seniors.
Kendall Rusk, Ella Goodrum, those 4. But, I mean, Britt and Val had a majority of those points in that game.
Yeah. We were in Garden Plain last year.
Yeah, went on the road.
That little dude hit like a 3-pointer. You remember that? Because we were both kind of stunned by that.
The kid, he'll be back as a sophomore in the nightcap of this one.
He's like 110 pounds soaking wet, and he nailed a 3.
And he smoked it.
Well, and then everybody ran over to like hop and jump on him and stuff. I'm like, guys, you're going to drive that kid right into the court.
Yeah, no doubt.
He weighs almost nothing.
What a fun opportunity it's going to be to get to call these ladies. Not only, do we lose Britt, Val, Kendall, and Ella. Obviously, losing Val, especially such a huge feat. The best player on the floor at all times, and Britt as well. But, you talked about coming off of that. There has to be a little bit of a, post-championship hangover in the
There's going to be a lull.
Right?
Yeah, for sure.
How do you overcome that? Getting excited to play a game in December when the last game you played was the state championship game?
Yes.
Difficult.
I mean, last game you drove home and the police escorted you back into town. I mean, I remember Judge Mott in the parking lot, like high-fiving us and smiling from ear to ear. I mean, people were...
It was good stuff. I forgot
everyone
about
was
that.
giddy, I mean, we're just... there was an intoxication in that parking lot, like, man, they did it.
We did it.
It was a cool thing.
It was, and it was fun. We got here just in time, right? We pulled in just in front of them, so we could see it all. There was fireworks in the parking lot. It was pretty neat. They're going to have to find a way to overcome that lull and be ready to go in this one. One thing that I thought stood out when I went back, I was looking at some stats from that Bishop Miege game in the state championship last year, was they did not make very many three-pointers. Only 2 3-pointers made in that game. And when you start to look at it, that is, I think, how this team this year is going to have to play it. And that's playing through Lindy and Kylan inside. How can they get the ball inside and be bigger and maybe at sometimes slow it down a little bit, which they haven't done over the last 4 years. So it'll be interesting to see what their mindset is, what they do coming out. Do they still press the entire time? Is everything the same?
Sure.
What changes?
And one of those 3 is a huge 3 from Britt Zika, if you'll remember that in that state title game. Because the game had gotten tied, and we both looked at each other like, uh-oh, here it is. This is where
this was the previous year all over again.
What they do. And in the course of, 30, 45 seconds, she scored 5 points.
Yeah.
She hit a 3, got a steal, took it in for the layup.
And then boom, boom.
It was just like...
It was such
door
a difference.
Closed.
Yes,
yeah.
100%. Because they had been there against them the 3 previous years. They'd been in the championship the year prior to that, and then let it slip away late. And last year, that she was the difference maker, which was pretty fun to see.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. Yeah. Especially after having some rough trips to state. she really just kind of brought it that game. And you remember her late going to Val Norwood after Norwood missed a layup and was like, hey, chill, we got it. Okay. We're good. We're good. We're going to do it.
That was the difference.
And they did it.
Right, that was the difference.
Yeah.
I think it'll be interesting to see, Shane, how does Jersey step up tonight? She's going to have to be a girl that has the ball in her hands a lot. Her and Vivian Wright, how can they handle the basketball, get to the lane, and then distribute to everybody else? They're going to rely a lot on those two, I think, without
I would think
Val.
so, yeah.
How do they fill those shoes? They're both so long and athletic. I think you could argue that at times they're going to be maybe longer and a little bit taller than they were last year.
Just not as much depth, really, is what is the deal. So, I mean, you think about it. Last year's team had Val and Britt Zika and all of these players.
Yes.
So when you think about how loaded they were, because they've still got a darn good team out there when you look at them, and I see all those familiar faces, but last year's team had all those seniors plus this.
Correct.
And so when you think, like Vivian, she was kind of a role player, kind of in the sidelines. You know, she played some, but not a lot. But now, I mean,
here
she goes. Yeah,
she's going to have to handle the ball.
It's something else. So I think it can be a promising year for sure.
You talk about the lack of depth, and I think that's the big question mark that surrounds this team. Kylan Gregory not going to play tonight, still recovering from the knee injury. She is cleared. She got cleared last week for full contact, but she won't play tonight. She is out there warming up, and that is coming from Coach Adams, so it doesn't look like we'll see her at all tonight. Without her, your bench gets a whole lot smaller really fast.
That's true.
You know, you look at girls like Claire Ginner and Addie Schnelly who played when games were way out of reach last year, but you never really saw them in any critical moments, right? Then you look at maybe some freshmen and sophomores who haven't seen the floor. That's what's next.
Think about this, too. Here we are, how many months removed from a state, 10 months at this point, 9 or 10 months? And still, Kylan Gregory is trying to bounce back from. It gives you an idea of, one, how insane it was she was playing at all in that state tournament, and two, how badly she was hurt, the kind of work she needed, and what the rehab was like to get back on the floor.
She hurt that, against Cheney early in the year.
Yeah.
And then came back probably when she shouldn't have and played in that state tournament and was a huge difference maker in the outcome.
Well, you watched her play most of the rest of the season after she came back. You know, she gradually came back into it the last, 8-9 games probably.
Yeah.
When you watched her play, and anybody's hurt their knee before, you can see people walk and the way they moved. It was never, ever close to 100% when she was out there. I mean, she was getting by. In fact, I think it would be fair to say until they played in that state title game, it was mostly, you'd look out there and say, oh, that's cool. Kylan gets to be out there. That's kind of neat. That final game, not only did she play, she was a huge difference in the game.
Yes.
That was insane.
Yeah, she took the big girl from Liège kind of out of the equation.
Yes.
I
didn't have that on the bingo card, as they say.
Neither did I.
I didn't see that happening at all.
Neither did I. They also returned senior Lindy Barton inside, and we watched, I really think over the last 2 years, watched Lindy really develop into a very good player inside. And I think she's going to be, a first-team All-League, probably first-team All-State type of player inside. She averaged 8.5 points, 4.5 boards last year. They're going to need her to average 16, 17 points probably inside and 8 or 9 boards.
I think of the bigs the last 3 years, she's their best finisher.
Yes.
I mean, she's the one. She can get a true back-to-the-basket shot almost anytime she wants. She has a little bit of a shake. She can move to get loose. She has various ways of scoring the ball. And like I said, I just think she's the most talented finisher they have as far as the tall girls go.
Well, if you think about, remember her freshman and sophomore year, she couldn't finish here. Like the moves were there,
that's true,
but it wasn't consistent, right?
And got better last year.
Oh, man.
Although, it was still from time to time an issue, but this year I'm excited to see it because she's had another year of summer ball. Here she is back. I think there's some promise there for sure.
It'll be fun. We're getting ready to tip off the start of the 2025-26 Lady Crusader basketball season. The boys game to follow, but they will host the Lady Owls of Garden Plain as we look at their starting lineup. And it is kind of a mixed bag, but 2 seniors and then 3 sophomores in the starting lineup for Garden Plain. And they were a little bit bigger and more physical. I felt like last year when we went there, those big girls inside have graduated, and they're going to rely on some younger girls this year to try to match Wellington and come in here and kind of play that, villain role on the first game following the state championship.
Dude, I'm freaked out now. There was an owl outside my window as I was trying to sleep last night. I was going, hoo, 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 hoo. Maybe it was the Garden Plain owl.
Not a
trying
good
to mess
sign.
with my brain.
It probably was. It probably was.
You never know.
The hype video playing in the background.
Oh, there we go. Oh.
Got the lights off. We'll see. They got your yell in the video.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. It was pretty cool.
That's cool. Oh, that was from the state game.
Yeah.
Right there.
They, Maya Cornejo, Presley Cornejo, they both do a really good job making these videos.
Yeah, it's cool.
You'd have to think, Shane, and I don't know, you've been around just as probably more than I have. But this has got to be one of the better intros in anywhere that we play.
Yes, oh, it's way up there. Absolutely.
I mean, obviously, you go out of state, they get better. But as far as in Kansas, and especially 4A, this has got to be the best intro.
Well, the big screens that we have here, it feels like a big deal. I mean, when you're watching it. Actually, it's hard for me sort of to watch that and think about that's a state tournament because it's like, that gets me fired up. Yeah. What a day that was.
It was. It was. Here's the 5 starters for the Lady Crusaders. The 6-foot senior forward, number 2, Lindy Barton. We talked about her. She averaged 8.5 points and 4.5 boards last year. The 5'9" junior, number 3, Drew Zika. She averaged just under 10 points, and I think those numbers will climb drastically this year. The 5'11" sophomore, number 5, Vivian Wright. She averaged just 4 points off the bench, and like you said, her role is going to increase tremendously as well because now she's going to have to handle the basketball in the absence of Val Norwood. The 5'7" senior, Cruz Cornejo, wears number 21, 4 points, 2 boards for her last year. And then the 5'7" sophomore, Kirsten Gregory, in the lineup tonight, wearing number 24. She had a high of 16 points last December. We'll see if she comes out as hot this year and gets going early.
That was really funny because as they were announcing everybody, Kirsten Gregory comes out and she skipped the refs. She didn't dap them up. And the other, kind of an indicator she hasn't started before. Yeah, she doesn't know you're supposed to,
gotta get
fist bump the refs. And the other girls were like, hey, you got to go back there. So she turned around, she laughed and turned around and went and dapped him up. But I thought that was kind of funny. So, and when you look at this, though, this starting 5, those are different faces, but still girls with plenty of experience playing basketball for the Crusaders. So,
for sure. Wellington in white, and they are going to, it's a scrum for it.
How did that gal?
They're going to have to re-jump.
Yeah,
I don't know. That was in between 3 of them, and she grabbed it.
Yeah. I mean, and she was a good maybe 6 inches shorter than Barton and still almost got it.
So now they'll re-jump, and Kirsten Gregory in the middle, and she loses the tip. So Garden Plain gets it. Garden Plain in black with some kind of neon yellow almost.
Those are good looking. I like it.
The collar, New Jerseys. They flip it inside. In trouble there. Stuzoltz goes back outside, kicks it to the right. Easy from the block, and it's 2 points. There's 3 of them in the lineup.
That's really the question, isn't it? I mean, is what the defense will be like, because they were known for some aggressive defense, the Lady Crusaders.
And there's a quick turnover. Lindy Barton throws it straight to Reese, and it's going the opposite direction.
Yeah, a little sloppy to get started.
JC going to drive with the left hand. It's stolen by Viv. She leaks it out to Lindy. Lindy going the other way. Left hand finish. And they're on the board for the first time in the season.
She better finish that. I just talked her up. That better go in.
Here comes Garden Plain the other way, and there it's a turnover.
That was one of my old moves. Slam the brakes on too late and travel.
Drag that back foot.
Yep. I love to do that.
Cornejo going to throw it in front of the Wellington bench. Here is Vivian Wright, bringing it across half. She'll take care of it a lot.
She wears her hair in so many different ways, Cornejo. Sometimes it's kind of, like those little bulbs and stuff.
It's all over. Kirsten inside to Lindy Barton, and 2 more for Barton.
They look good so far, right?
That's good ball movement. I thought after the first possession, you're like, uh-oh, here we better pump the brakes a little bit. But right away, the last 2 possessions, really good for Wellington. Drew Zika picking up at half court, getting after it. Now she's on the floor,
goodness.
a scrum for it. Garden Plain has it, goes inside and throws it out of bounds.
Tenacious D, to say the least, right there from Drew Zika. You can tell she's a state champ.
Without a doubt.
She's got that fire in the belly right there.
And she did it in the spring multiple times as well in track.
Absolutely.
She's used to winning. Wright comes to the left side of Cornejo. Zone defense here from Garden Plain. Kirsten Gregory 3, top of the key, hits the front of the rim and goes in.
Now they're rolling a little bit.
So 7 unanswered really quick here for Wellington, and they lead 7-2.
Do you think that was the Garden Plain owl outside my window?
It probably was.
I really hope it was.
Maybe telling you a sign. I don't know. It hasn't given you a sign yet.
I should have gone out and thrown a rock at it.
Here they go, driving the lane. Blocked by Wright. Rebound by Gregory. She flips it to Drew. Here they come. Quickly up to Barton. Short corner, left side. Yes.
Oh, nice. What a great shot,
stroke.
too. If she has that, too, in addition to driving to the hoop or playing back to the basket, that makes her even more dangerous.
Yes, without a doubt. Garden Plain, left side. Gonna rip through here is Zogelman. She loses it. And there's a foul. Viv took it away and was immediately fouled by the sophomore Lila Zogelman.
You said this before we got started, but now that I'm just looking, you're right. You got Vivian Wright, you got Drew Zika. Those are a couple of really long guards. I mean, their ability to get their arms spread out and defend the ball, it's pretty daunting.
I think Kylan was talking in class the other day, and Viv is almost as tall as she is.
Oh, really?
Like they're just really, in the wingspan, extremely long.
Yeah, she's tall.
She has it on the left side, goes into Barton. Barton kicks it back to the far side of Cornejo. They move it around up top, ripping, driving the lane, pull up, no good from Wright. But Lindy keeps it on this end with an offensive board.
They went to Lindy back of the basket, but that time they missed her, and she was wide open.
3 from Drew in the corner. That won't go. This time, it's on the floor and tied up. Garden Plain had it. Oh, they will call a foul, looks like, on Cruz.
They always say, how you have good teams and you have teams that really know how to play basketball when they just are constantly going after the ball and ready to get on the floor and ready to wrestle around. That's this team. I mean, that's why they won a title.
That is,
they'll get scrappy.
That's their MO, without a doubt. Their best offense last year, the timeout here from Garden Plain, their best offense was their defense in transition.
That's very true. Yes. Yeah. Turning it over and running it back down the court.
So far, that's worked pretty well for them here tonight. 9-2, Wellington on top. We're 3 minutes in to the first game of the 2025-26 season. 30-second timeout. I tell you, Shane, one thing about these video boards is they're always moving the spot of where the clock is.
Yes.
So I'm always looking like, where's it at? What are we doing?
It's cool from the standpoint of the way it looks, but for guys trying to call games, no, it's terrible.
I'm like, I don't know where the clock went. Where are we at?
It's like we got to go to Butler Community College for that football game.
Yeah.
And we were in that box, and everything is made for commentators and broadcasters as far as that booth goes. And it was like, oh, they consulted people who call games.
This
because
makes
it was,
sense.
it was all done well.
Garden Plain has it up top. JC going to dribble with her right hand, has it deflected, but keeps it. Now into the corner here. Kicks it back out, moving it well. In trouble. Good defense there by Cruz. She deflects it. Still on this end. 13 on the shot clock. Now Garden Plain going to fire a 3, and it was nowhere close, and that's a turnover. Here we go the other way. Kirsten to Barton in transition. She's got 2 more. 8 so far, and we're only halfway through the first quarter.
Took a second to gather, guarded the ball from the defender, and still scored it.
That was a really good finish. And more tenacious defense this time. Drew gets down and ties it up.
Is Drew irritated? She seems like she's in a feisty mood. My goodness, she's just ripped the ball away from somebody like 3 times already, and we're in the first quarter.
She said, "Hey, this is what we're doing."
Yeah, we're back.
Claire Ginner checking in for the Lady Crusaders.
If you were thinking maybe they'll be a little less feisty with Britt and Val gone, no.
No, Drew's filling those shoes really quick.
Yes.
She's got it in the left wing. Going to use the fake screen from Ginter. Now up top to Cornejo. Cornejo hands to right over to Ginter. Now back to the far side to Cornejo. It's deflected and stolen away. Good defense there. But you're right. Low pass gets deflected by Reese, and they're going the opposite direction. Now Hawk up in the corner. Oh,
good looking shot there.
That was a good looking little three.
From the wing. I mean, this Garden Plain team can play.
They don't waste any time, though, going back the other direction. Lindy, that might have been Lindy's first miss. Oh, now the ball on the floor.
You almost always expect her to make it.
They got it to her so quick, I didn't even look up from my paper, and they were already down there.
I noticed that, too, and I was thinking about it as well as I do this. I've been slow looking up from the paper a couple of times because as the pace changes from football to basketball, it's different.
Yes,
you know, I mean, 100%. It's like you take a little bit of time to get
basketball is
adjusted.
Yeah, it's definitely the fastest to call on the radio.
Yeah, when it gets going for sure. Yep.
Long three left side, won't go. Rebound fought for, and it's going to stay on this end. Good effort there by Putz. Goes back to the left, long three again.
Almost.
Hawkup is letting it go. Now another three from Garden Plain. This one won't go. Yet another offensive rebound.
They're scraping the paint a lot on the rim.
This is a long possession for the Lady Owls. Now with the right hand, here is Reese. She kicks it far side.
I see our friend the shot clock is back, too.
And it's working here, Wellington, which last year was always a 50-50.
That's very true.
But it was not in the postseason last year. It will be in the postseason this year.
Oh, will it be? Good.
So that's a good adjustment.
We saw a couple terrible games because of the shot clock.
Into that McPherson game?
Yeah.
We won't see that again. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Oh, and they bail him out with 1 second left. Lindy Barton fouls.
She probably didn't need to poke at the ball right there. I mean, you know, you were kind of corralling her off away from the lane anyway.
She wasn't going to turn and shoot. She didn't look like she was going to, right? And with 1 second left on the shot clock, now it resets all the way to 35.
Oh, is it a 35-second clock? My goodness.
You know,
you can do a lot.
In college basketball, you get a foul like that, it just is 14 or 15.
Yeah.
Here's a steal the other way. Kirsten Gregory all the way to the rim, and she's going to have her shot blocked back off of her out of bounds.
Banged her knee into the ground, too. That had to smart a little bit, I would think.
They had a 2-on-1 there. I thought she would maybe give it up to Cornejo. Decided not to, and it did not work out. Here comes Haka.
So Vivian Wright, 5'11", almost 6 foot.
Yeah, I think she might be 6 foot. I think the 5'11" is maybe taking one away from her. Into the corner here. No good. Fought for, and another Garden Plain offensive board. This time, though, it's stolen away by Kirsten. Claire going to push it up fast to right on the right wing. Hesitation. Pull up. Oh, front of the rim, no good. And she was just maybe a little out of control.
A little short on that. Yeah, she threw it up so fast, I think she couldn't get her legs all the way under it.
Garden Plain has got to be winning the rebound battle right now, Shane.
I would think so, especially on the offensive end. My goodness.
Oh, bounce pass inside, stolen by Vivian Wright. She gets it up quick to Gregory going the other way, and she travels, and another Kirsten Gregory turnover.
Okay. I don't know if you call that I mean, it obviously was a travel, but she also got run into, I thought.
She did. She definitely did. There was a lot of contact.
I feel like you tend to travel when you've been pushed from behind, but hey.
Without a doubt.
I love that when they see one and miss the other. That's always like, okay. Well,
yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
11-5 Wellington over Garden Plain. Here at Wellington High School, minute 31 to play here in the first period.
I think it's been a good game so far.
And that's a 10-second violation.
Oh, good. Nice.
She was just dribbling just on this side half court. Cruz was guarding her, but she was in her face, but nothing crazy. They did not get it across half.
One of the things I don't like about, this big Crusader head at half court is great, but when you kind of have that half court line kind of obscured like that, sometimes you kind of lose track of where you are exactly.
That is true. Kirsten Gregory on the right wing goes up top to right. She fires a three. And she airballs it. Oh, they're going to say it was deflected on the shot.
She's been off target a couple of times already there.
Here comes Addie Schnelly into the game, another senior, and Cruz Cornejo sits down.
They still have plenty of personnel. I mean, when you start looking at the folks who have played in games before, they've got some firepower
these
still.
Names, right?
Yeah.
It also helps when you beat teams the way you have. Long three from Gregory, front of the rim, no good.